Thorns before the crown. In the heart of Umadim, a village nestled between vast hills and thick ancestral forests, a boy was born on a night the moon chose to hide. His cry pierced the silence, but no one celebrated. His mother, Nkemdelim, bled into the earth as she gave him life. No one knew his father. Some said he was a traveler, others whispered he was a spirit. But the elders called it what they feared most, a cursed birth. They named him Obinna, father's heart, though he never knew one. He grew like a weed, wild and unwanted, surviving off scrap stores behind the market stalls and sleeping near the goats. Children mocked him. Women clutched their babies when he passed. Even the dogs barked louder when he neared. But one woman saw him. Mama Ifioma, the village herbalist, old as the hills and wise as the wind. She saw more than a stray boy. He saw strength, spirit, fire. She took him in, not as a son, but as a seed. Under her care, he learned to crush herbs, read the stars, whisper to flames, and listen to the earth's heartbeat. Pain is a teacher, she told him, as she cleaned a wound from a cane beating. And thorns always come before the crown. Years passed. Obinna grew tall, lean, and silent. The village still shunned him, but he walked with quiet dignity. He carried water for widows, helped lost children, and hunted not for himself, but for those who had less than even he did. Then came the omen. A cloud of black birds darkened the sky. The wind howled without cause. A child fell into a trance and spoke in a voice not her own, "The kingdom of Idu comes. Blood or stone? Choose your path." Panic seized Umadim. The Ezewani stone, sacred and powerful, had protected the village for generations. It was hidden in a shrine only the elders could approach. The Idu, a powerful kingdom ruled by King Otam, demanded it. If Umadim refused, they would burn everything. The chief, Obis, was old and frail. His sons were drunk with palm wine and pride. The warriors refused to go. They feared Idu's army and its monstrous champion, Opra the giant, said to have split a man in two with his bare hands. No one volunteered. No one stood. Until Obinna did. The laughter was cruel, sharp as machete blades. The orphan wants to die quickly, they sneered. Let him go. One less beggar. But Mama Ifioma did not laugh. She called him close and placed a necklace of red beads around his neck. "This was your mother's," she said. "She had fire like you. Remember, my son, thorns before the crown." Obinna left before dawn. Alone, barefoot, with nothing but a walking staff, the beads around his neck, and the prayers of one old woman. He crossed the snake-infested Oli River, climbed the whispering hills of Nsaka, and entered the forest of Ojini, where spirits were said to feast on men's fears. In the forest, he faced visions, his mother crying, the villagers mocking, himself drowning in darkness. But he pressed on, guided by dreams and stars. Deep within, he found the cave of Ojini, the ancient lion spirit. Ojini roared, shaking the earth. "Why do you disturb my sleep, boy of no name?" Obinna knelt. "To save my people. Even those who hate me." The lion growled. "Would you bleed for those who spat on you?" "I already have." Silence fell. The lion leapt. They fought, not with teeth and claws, but spirit against spirit. Obinna's soul burned, but he did not break. When dawn came, he stood, bleeding but alive. Ojini lay beside him, smiling. "You are worthy," the spirit said, placing a tooth in his palm. "Go. And let your roar be heard." He traveled to Idu, weary but determined. Before the golden gates of King Otam's palace, he demanded audience. The guards laughed, but something in his eyes made them pause. They took him in. King Otam, robed in lion skins, sat atop a throne carved from ironwood. He listened with interest as Obinna challenged Opra the giant, offering his life for the Ezewani stone. The crowd roared with laughter. But Autumn, amused, agreed. The fight began at dawn. Okpara was massive, muscles like rocks, scars like stories. He struck like thunder. Obinna danced like wind, but each blow he took shook his bones. The first sun passed, and they fought. The second sun rose, and they bled. The third sun came, and still they stood. Bruised, battered, and near death, Obinna waited. Okpara grew arrogant, lifting him for the final blow. But Obinna, clutching Ojini's tooth, drove it into the giant's side. The monster fell. Silence. Then cheers. King Autumn stood, impressed. "You are not of Umedim," he said. "You are of fire. Take your stone. And take this, my respect." Obinna returned with the stone in hand, limping through the village gates. The people stared in disbelief. The chief's sons looked away. The elders whispered. Mama Ife Oma wept. The next moon, the people gathered under the great baobab tree. The drum spoke first, then the elders. They crowned him not out of pity, but from awe. Obinna, the orphan, became King Obinna of Umedim, ruler of the land that once rejected him. He did not punish them. Instead, he built schools, healed the land, and honored the spirits. He carried water even as king and walked barefoot to remind himself of where he came from. Years later, as his own son was born beneath the same moonless sky, Mama Ife Oma, now frail and fading, whispered with a smile, "The crown fits you well, my son. But never forget, the thorns made it yours." And Obinna, the boy they cast aside, the flame they tried to extinguish, rode with the strength of pain and the softness of mercy. Because he knew better than anyone. True kings are not born. They are forged. Through thorns, before the crown.
Like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories like this.